Real quick, my name is Melissa Daub. I'm the Wayne County Commissioner for Plymouth and Canton. I'm going to chair this meeting because it's our first meeting of the term. So I'm going to call the committee, meeting of the Wayne County Women's Commission to order. Madam Clerk, please call the roll. And just for everyone who's new here, just as the clerk calls your name, just unmute yourself and you can say present or here. Please proceed.
Member Barracks. I did see her on earlier. Member Cash.
Here.
Member Collins.
Present.
Member Crawford.
I'm present. I'm a resident of Wayne County. However, I'm in District of Columbia traveling back.
Noted. Member Daub.
Here.
Member Douglas.
Present.
Member English Barnhill. Member Gator.
Present.
Member Hines. Member Joyner.
Present.
Member Lanto.
Present.
Member Luckman.
Present.
Member Moore. Member Morris.
Here.
Member Roberts.
Here.
Member Scott. Member Starr.
Here.
Member Talley.
I'm here.
Member Wilson. You have a quorum present.
Thank you. Next item.
Moving to page 2 of the agenda, B, approval of the April 13th, 2023 meeting minutes.
All right. Can I get a motion for approval of the meeting minutes?
I make a motion.
Second.
Member Douglas.
Been moved by Member Douglas and supported by, I think it was Member Roberts.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Is there any discussion or questions on the meeting minutes?
I just had one question. It didn't look like there was a date for the item G1, the resource fair. What date is that?
That was April 27th.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Any other questions on the meeting minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the meeting minutes, please say aye.
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 Anyone opposed?
Abstention. This
Anyone
is Sherry Burris.
Okay. All right, motion passes. Next item, Madam Clerk.
Item C, welcome.
All right, so I just wanted to welcome back all returning members of the Women's Commission and also welcome all of our new members. We had a great first term and we accomplished some pretty good, amazing things, I think. And so we're looking forward to a great second term. We definitely had I think it was a really good learning experience. And so those of us who were on the commission our first term, we're hoping to kind of build upon that and work with our new members to continue the work and really do some good things for the women of Wayne County. All right, that's all I have for a welcome. I'm sorry, Member Roberts.
Thank you. I just wanted to make a suggestion that maybe at our next meeting, we could do an overview of what we had accomplished in the first term for the new members, just so they have an idea of the types of things that we were working on, and I'm happy to help put something together.
Right, yeah, that's a great idea. Member Lanto?
Thank you, Member Dobb. I apologize. I'll turn my camera on after I eat my lunch, but I was
Oh.
wondering also if we could work in some sort of introduction, whether it's via email or at the next meeting.
Introduction of members.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, we actually have that on the agenda for today.
Oh, I do see it. Thanks.
Yeah, yep. So moving right along, Madam Clerk, next item.
Item D, overview of WCWC ordinance and bylaws by Commission Council.
Okay, so I just wanted to go over our ordinance and our bylaws for our new members and also just kind of a refresher for our returning members. And we are going to have that. Sherry, could you put yourself on mute?
I'm sorry?
Could you put yourself on mute? There's a little background noise with your papers. Thank you very much. So our Commission Counsel, Felicia Johnson, is going to do an overview of the ordinance and bylaws. So I'll hand it over to Commission Counsel.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Felicia Johnson. I am the Commission Counsel. My office provides legal support to this body. I'm gonna actually turn it over to Assistant Commission Counsel Mary Parisian, who will go over the ordinance and the bylaws.
Thank you, Felicia. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mary Parisian, and I am Assistant Commission Counsel. Welcome to our new members and welcome back to those of you who have served previously. I am going to give a very brief overview of the ordinance as well as the bylaws. However, I would encourage you to read both if you get the opportunity at your leisure. To start with the ordinance, that is the law that establishes this body. It sets forth your purpose, and the purpose of the Women's Commission is to bring together women of diverse backgrounds to address issues that are pertinent to women within Wayne County. The duties that are set forth in the ordinance are to study these issues, and these issues can be anything pertinent to women, such as health, childcare, education, things of that nature. So you can study these issues by having public meetings, public forums, guest speakers, gathering information, gathering data that you can then collect and take back to the Wayne County Commission for action, to advocate. Additionally, you can collaborate with other entities. You can collaborate with other county departments to build relationships. You can promote opportunities for women. You can recognize achievements of women in the county or accomplishments and empowering them. You can also create committees that will carry out duties for this body. In addition to your duties, the ordinance sets forth the foundation for this body. This body is made up of 19 individuals, and as you know, the individuals are appointed by Wayne County Commissioners to serve a 2-year term. The body is required to meet at least 6 times a year. You can meet more than that. Historically, this body meets monthly, but it's at the discretion as to when this body wishes to meet and what days. However, you need to have 2 officers. That's required by ordinance, your chair and your vice chair. For meetings to take place, you must have a quorum. So of the 19 members, you need at least 10 members present at a meeting to conduct business. Additionally, you are entitled to support, and the support would come from commission staff, meaning commission staff will provide notice of when the meetings are to take place. Commission staff will distribute the agendas, take the meeting minutes, things of that nature. Additionally, the members of this body are to serve without compensation, and the ordinance requires that the members are subject to the Wayne County Ethics Ordinance. So you will be receiving an email asking you to disclose any potential conflicts of interest that you may have with Wayne County. Aside from the ordinance, we have a separate document, and that's the bylaws. And the bylaws were created from the ordinance. So if you're looking at both, you can see that there's a lot of overlap in provisions. The bylaws tend to be a little bit more specific and provide more details. For example, your officers, your chair and your vice chair, will serve a term of 1 year. They are to be elected by this body. The officers For instance, the chair has the duty of presiding over each meeting. They are going to conduct the votes. They will enforce decorum, which means recognizing individuals to speak. And also the chair has the duty to establish the agenda for each meeting. Now, the vice chair is tasked with taking on the chair's duties if the chair is not present. In the event you have a chair and a vice chair that cannot make a meeting, a temporary chair will be designated. So the chair of the Wayne County Commission will choose one of the members of the Women's Commission to preside over that one meeting as chair. Additionally, the bylaws provide for the ability to create committees. Now, committees are smaller groups that will meet and hone in on a specific issue. And they'll take that information that they've provided or come up with, and they'll provide it to the Women's Commission as a whole. And these committees are created by a vote of your body. You have to vote for them to be created. And individuals will serve either by volunteering to be on a committee, or the chair of the Women's Commission will appoint you to a committee. Now, you can create committees, or you can revisit the ones you currently have and add to them or change them however this body desires. There is a provision in the bylaws that sets forth a standard of conduct for how members of this body are to carry out and perform their duties. And this provision requires that the duties, the charge of this commission is performed in an ethical fashion, in a professional manner, with integrity and with respect. There is a provision set forth that speaks to operations of a meeting. And this will actually segue into the next agenda item that talks about rules of procedure. But we first look at our bylaws, and our bylaws govern. So we look to our bylaws on how to operate a meeting. In the event an issue cannot be addressed in the bylaws, then we would return or look to the Roberts Rules of Order for parliamentary procedure and how to handle an issue. But we first always look to the bylaws. And our bylaws require that we have a roll call vote. So the roll call will determine who is present, and more importantly, if we have a quorum of those 10 individuals to conduct business. In order to conduct business, there is a decorum. If you wish to speak, you have to be recognized by the chair or by the clerk. And the way to do that would be to use your button on Zoom to raise your hand so you can notify the chair as well as the clerk that you wish to speak. And that's how you can engage in discussion and make motions. But we have to recognize that decorum, because otherwise we lose the cadence of the meeting if individuals are speaking over one another or interrupting one another. Additionally, to conduct business, you need motions. And a motion would be somebody making a motion and then another individual seconding that motion, and then you have a vote. If a motion does not have a second, then that motion fails and you cannot move forward. Those are just some parliamentary etiquette, I would say. If you have any questions whatsoever, I'd be happy to put my information as well as Commission Counsel's information in the chat below so we can answer any questions you may have. But Felicia, do you have anything additional you'd like to add?
The only thing I would add is that when you're speaking, specifically when you're making motions, if you can say your name, so that the clerk can recognize that name. And when she does the minutes, she'll know, especially with our new members, she may not be familiar with you. And it would just help the flow of the meeting if you would say your name when you're making or seconding the motion. And Commissioner Dobb, I don't know if there's any other items you want us to touch on, but if so, please let us know.
Yeah, so I just wanted to kind of pause right here and ask any of the members if they have any questions for Commission Counsel on this item, the ordinance and the bylaws. Member Roberts. You're on mute.
Sorry. Again, I'm Sarah Roberts. I just wanted to put a little finer point on what Mary presented, and thank you so much. That was really great. So the ordinance was created by the Wayne County Commission, And through that ordinance was the creation of the commission. The bylaws were a creation of Women's Commission members. We created a bylaws committee, and we worked with Felicia Johnson and Mary in making sure that, you know, the elements that we needed to include in those bylaws were included. It is a living, breathing document. The bylaws committee had met, I think, 2 or 3. They were brought together 2 or 3 different times to make amendments to the bylaws. So I really encourage everyone to read them. And if you have any ideas or suggestions, it is completely appropriate for you to bring them forward for discussion and potentially to update them and make them better for us as a body. Thank you.
I think, member Ferry, I don't have your last name. I'm sorry. Did you put in the chat that you had a question?
Yes, it's Baris is my last name.
Okay.
Just for clarification, in reviewing the bylaws in the ordinance, and I don't know if this makes a difference, but the annual report in the bylaws, in the ordinance states that the annual report should be completed by March 1st. In the bylaws, it states that the annual report should be due June 30th. I don't know, obviously, being brand new, who's responsible for that, but I just wanted to bring it to someone's attention to see if there should be clarification on that or correction.
So I'll speak to that. When the bylaws, as mentioned by a member Roberts, during the first session, the bylaws were amended to change the bylaw due date to June. However, we recently realized because the commission members are appointed in April or May, that having a June date just practically didn't make sense. So recently, within the last several weeks, the Wayne County Commission changed the ordinance date back to March. That way, the annual report will be due prior to members being reappointed to the body. So this year will be a little different. We didn't get our annual report last year. So hopefully by next month, our former members will be working on the annual report that was due for last year. But moving forward, it will be due in March. So we will be presenting some amendments to the bylaws to make that consistent with the action that the Wayne County Commission just took. But we did just recently change those dates, and that's why they're not consistent. But we need this body to make the amendment to the bylaws to make it consistent. So we'll probably get to that next month.
All right, thank you. Okay, any last questions on item number, or D, letter D? Okay, hearing none. Madam Clerk, let's move on to the next item.
Item E, overview of rules of procedures by Commission Council.
All right, and I'll turn it back over to Commission Council.
So part of, oh, go ahead, Felicia.
No, I think Mary was going to say that part of what she just spoke to was already the rules when she talked about the ordinance and the bylaws, and she mentions Robert rules and the way we vote. If there are any additional questions regarding your rules of procedure, feel free to ask us now or to contact us. I believe Mary put our information in the chat.
Okay, great. So Mary, you don't have anything additional to add for the rules for item E?
No, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Any members have any last questions? Okay, and as always, you know, feel free to ask anything and any other meetings or contact Mary or Felicia. Okay, Madam Clerk, next item.
Item F, introduction of members.
Okay, so here I just wanted to everyone go through real quick, briefly, because we do have a lot of members. We don't have a whole lot of time. But just to introduce yourself, give us your name, where you live, which commissioner appointed you, and maybe what you do for work or what your educational background is, and really like why you wanted to be on this commission. What is your passion for helping women in Wayne County? And Madam Clerk, would you mind calling out kind of going through the role again, so we're just kind of, so we can get through the list and everyone can introduce themselves.
Yes.
Thank you.
Member Barice?
Yes. Would you like me to begin?
Yeah, sure. Unless, do you want me to start? I'll start. I'll go first and then we can go through the list. So, my name is Melissa Daub. I am, I'm one of the Wayne County Commissioners, and I was, part of getting this commission started, a few years ago. So, I live in Canton, and actually Wayne County Commissioner Kara Clementi nominated me to be, or appointed me to be on this for this term. Well, I just said what I do for work. I'm a commissioner, and one of the issues that I'm really passionate about for women is the high rate of maternal mortality that we have in our country, and particularly the racial disparities that we have. You know, we're such a wealthy, developed country here, and yet women and infants are dying at a ridiculously embarrassing rate. And so that's something that I would love to work on here in Wayne County. But I just love that we have this commission, and it's a wonderful thing for us and for the women here. All right, and now I'll turn it over to Sherry.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure being here. I appreciate it and feel it's an honor to meet with all of you and to be on the commission with you. My name's Sherry Barice. I live in Brownstown Township. I was appointed by Raymond Basham. I was involved in a county position for over 20 years. I've been an elected official for, oh my gosh, I'm embarrassed to say how long. I joke that I was started when I was 12. I've been involved that long. And I have a master's in state and local public policy. And I really look forward to seeing what is available to make happen out there, whether it's indigency for the areas, Detroit, out county, Detroit, teen pregnancy, just all the different factors that we may be able to dive into. So I thank you for allowing me on board, and I look forward to serving with all of you.
Great, thank you. Okay, next member.
Madam Chair, are all members introducing themselves or just new members? I just want to get clarification on that.
Yeah, we're gonna go through everyone.
Okay. Member Cash, thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Yvonne Cash. I do live in the city of Detroit, District 5, reappointed to the Women's Commission by Commissioner Irma Clark Coleman. I do hold a bachelor's degree in business administration. I am employed with the UAW as an international representative under the President's office, and my assignment is the CAP department for Region 1A, which is the Community Action Program, which is the political arm of the UAW. And also to wanting to come back, there was good things that was done on behalf of women. The resource fair was extremely successful, which I thought was a good outreach for all individuals, not only women, but all individuals that lived in Wayne County. The biggest thing for me, and I just left the convention, is the housing that a lot of single mothers or women whose income isn't very high, that they're having with trying to find housing in the city of Detroit and outlying areas that's really affordable. So that is my why, and thanks for having me back. And it's gonna be good to work with everybody, the females that I've worked with prior to, and also the new ladies that's coming on to the commission. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next member.
Hi, everyone. I think that's me, Janice Collins. How are you? I'm new and I live in the city of Detroit, District 1, and was appointed by Alicia Bell. Very excited to be a part of this commission. My passions lie with women in the arts because I went to Central Michigan University and happen to be an oboist myself, as well as women in education. I am currently in sales and marketing with the Detroit Zoological Society. And so I am actually at the Detroit Zoo and, also interested in women's health issues like diabetes, heart disease, but really excited to work alongside of all of you impactful women and lend whatever I can to this commission and put together some wonderful events for our county.
Thank you. Okay, next member.
Member Crawford.
Hello, everyone. I hope, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm in the airport, so please excuse the overhead. So I am Member Crawford. I'm with the Wayne County Women's Commission, reappointed by Commissioner Chair Alicia Bell. I'm just leaving DC. I am a board member for the National Legal Aid and Public Defender Association. Also sit on the Clients Council. I'm a mentor at the Midnight Golf Program. I'm also a senior at U of M, Go Blue. I am also a housing advocate. Thank you, Member Cash, for speaking on that because that is definitely my passion. As a matter of fact, I have a film that's just been released behind housing advocacy in Detroit. I'm a Detroit resident. I'm a grassroots activist through and through. A youth mentor, then I golf program. I think I mentioned that. I am a golfer and so much more. So congratulations to all of you. And I look forward to doing great work. Oh, and my background is workforce development. So I wear a lot of hats. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay, who's next?
Member Douglas.
Good afternoon, everyone. My phone rings. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Cynthia Douglas, and I am the Executive Assistant for Wayne County Commission. I live in District 2, and I was appointed by Chair Alicia Bell. I'm former president of the Grosse Pointe Harper Woods NAACP and a board member of the Grosse Pointe Chamber of Commerce. So I'm so excited to have returned. Oh, I'm sorry. I was appointed by Chair Bell. I said that. Sorry about that. So I'm excited to continue to be a part of this Women's Commission. We did such amazing work in the first 2 years, and I worked with Commissioner Dobb on the maternal health, and I would like to continue that work as well, also along with working with youth as well. So I'm just excited to continue to be a part of this group and looking forward to working with new members. Welcome. And thank you so much for your time.
Great, thank you. Who's next?
Member Gator.
All righty, can everyone hear me well?
Yes.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I am Latanya Gator. I was reappointed by Alicia Bell, Commissioner and Chair Alicia Bell. I am currently a child and family psychologist with the Michigan Department of Health and Human Service. I currently sit as the Dearborn Heights District 7 School Board President. I am the chairperson of the Dearborn Heights Community and Cultural Relations Commission, and I recently served as vice chair of the Wayne County Women's Commission. My investments are equally in mental health, public education, as well as diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. So a lot of the work that I do synergizes all three because we find that for those who are in underserved communities, when you tackle those areas, it leads to higher qualities and indicators of life. So I'm very excited to be back on this commission and so eager to work with each and every one of you to serve the needs of the women of Wayne. Thank you.
Thank you. I just have to say, I'm just so excited. Like, we have so many awesome women already on this commission. So So many great backgrounds and ideas. Okay, next member.
Member Hines.
Good afternoon. My name is Melody Hine. I was appointed by Wayne County Commissioner Glenn Anderson. I live in Westland, Michigan. I have my master's degree, it's a double master's degree in management and human resource management. I have served on the Wayne Westland Board of Education for over 9 years. So I sit as the secretary on that. I currently work as the Director of Contracting and Grants Management for the Inkster Housing Commission. So I'm excited to know that the ladies on here about education, homes. I am extremely passionate about job training and education. Currently, I'm working on a Section 3 program in Inkster Housing to get some of the residents trained in skilled trades. So I definitely love to work with ladies in the workforce development with that. I'm extremely passionate about mental health, women being self-sufficient. My husband was a police officer, he passed the cancer. So being a single mom and just navigating through that was extremely difficult. So being in this position with other women like you to help other women about pay equity and, disparity in healthcare, housing, childcare. So this is an honor to be with you all. And I sit as the on an executive committee for the 12th Congressional District, vice chair of the Western Wayne County Black Caucus. And I'm just excited to just be a servant and just to be able to serve people.
Thank you. All right, next member.
Member Joyner.
Oh, you're on mute, Catherine.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Catherine Joyner. I was reappointed by Martha Scott. I live in Highland Park, District 3. I'm glad to be back. I have many hats. I'm the president of the Northwest Detroit Optimist Club. I'm the president of the McLean Block Club. And I'm an educator, social worker. My passion is women, families, parenting, do a lot of parenting stuff, which we need. And I'm glad to be here. Wayne State graduate with a master's degree in education. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, who's next?
Member Lanto.
Good afternoon. My name is Chelsea Lanto. I'm a Grosse Ile resident, and I was reappointed by Joseph Palomara of District 15. I am currently the president of Trenton Forging Company, which is a steel forging manufacturing company in Downriver. And I'm also the first woman chairperson of our North American Forging Industry Association. I have a background in public health, so I have a master's degree and about 10 years of experience in the public health field, both private, nonprofit in child abuse prevention, as well as the public sector for our county health department. So I have a unique view of women-specific issues and disparities from both the public health and the manufacturing side. So Melody, yay, skilled trades. And I am a new mom to 9-month-old triplets. So I have my hands full, but I'm honored to serve with all of you and looking forward to making more progress.
Oh my goodness, triplets. Wow. Good luck with that. I have a friend who has twins, so. Okay, who is next?
Member Luckman.
Good afternoon. My name is Molly Lookman. I was appointed for the 13th District by Commissioner Sam Baydoun. I'm currently the Deputy City Manager of Hamtramck. I'm very passionate about women empowerment, diversity, equity, inclusion. This is going to be my second term with the Wayne County Women's Commission, and I'm really excited to be serving with all of the wonderful ladies in this commission. Thank you.
Thank you and welcome back. All right, next member.
Member Morris. I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong.
It's Moros, but it's okay. I figured it was me. My name is Lee Moros.
Pronounce it correctly half the time and we're friends.
Yeah, I know, right? My name is Lee Moros. I live in Plymouth, which is the 10th district, and I was appointed by Commissioner Daub. I work for the University of Michigan in the Department of Internal Medicine. I do faculty HR, so like HR, but with like a flavor of academia too. So all that fun stuff. And then I'm also a mom to a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old. So work outside and at home too. And I'm the president of the Zonta Club of Northwest Wayne County, which is a small but mighty arm of Zonta International, which is a global organization that seeks to empower women through service and advocacy. I mean, I think what calls me to accept the appointment to this commission was that I'm passionate about women empowerment. Everything that I have seen and read and researched is that the more women succeed in the areas of education, in the workforce, the better everybody around them does, their family and their community. So the more that we push women forward, the better that we all do. And that's why I'm passionate about it. So thank you.
Thank you. Right, next member.
Member Roberts.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sarah Roberts. I am a former county commissioner. I used to live in Macomb County. I'm a former state representative. And several years ago, I had the idea for the Wayne County Women's Commission and brought it to Chair Alicia Bell. And I'm just so thrilled and excited that she was like, yes, let's do this. And Melissa Dobb was involved. And we also brought in the CEO, Cheryl Bergman of the Michigan Women's Commission to help put this together. So it really was a group effort in putting this commission together. I am reappointed by Chair Alicia Bell. The first year I served as the vice chair. Last year I served as the chair. And just a couple things that I wanted to mention. One is, we started this commission during a pandemic, which was really challenging. Primarily, all of our meetings have been virtual, and there's challenges that come along with that as well. And I know that, Mary talked a little bit about, we can have committees, but I really just want to encourage everyone, if you have an idea, bring it forward. Like, you don't have to wait for a committee to be formed. If you have an idea for a committee, bring it forward. It's something that we all can vote on and support. Last year, or in April, we had this really successful resource fair that was a collaborative effort. But that resource fair was, the idea from a former member. She brought it forward. She made her case why it was important. We agreed, we voted on it, and then folks, got together, volunteered, and we pulled it off. So I just want everybody to know that bring your ideas forward. Like, we're hungry for them, and there's a lot of work to do to uplift and support the women of Wayne County. And really, that is our charge. And so we should also be doing that with each other. And if you didn't know this, up at the top, you can select the view button, and you can select the gallery and then extend your screen, and then you can see everybody that's on camera. And that was one of the things that we were trying to encourage last year, is that we would have the ability to see each other's faces, because there are some challenges with it being virtual. And that's all I have. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Sarah. Next member.
Member Starr.
Hi, everybody. This is my second term on the commission. I live in Plymouth, but Plymouth is weird, and it got broken up in the whole realignment. So my commissioner is Terry Marecki. I am so grateful to be here, and as you introduce yourselves, overwhelmed by the abilities that we have as a collective to bring to serving women in Wayne County. Professionally, I'm a science educator. I run a nonprofit called the Michigan Mathematics and Science Leadership Network. And I just found out earlier this week that I will now also be sitting on the alumni board of the University of Michigan Dearborn. I am a big Michigan fan, multiple degrees, and my blood runs very blue. So my area of interest particularly is families and family connections to education and also women's educational opportunities. Thanks so much.
Great, thank you. Are we at the end or do we have anyone else?
One more member, Member Tally.
Good afternoon. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Thank you. I'm Tina Talley. I'm a council person in the city of Romulus. This is my second go round. I was reappointed by Al Haydes, and I thank him for that reappointment. I do have my master's in finance. I created a nonprofit out here in Romulus. This was after the killing of George Floyd. There was a charge sent out in our state by our governor to address racism in our state and all across our cities. And we were asked to pass a resolution to declare racism as a public health crisis. And not only that, we took it a step further by creating a nonprofit, which is called Unity Ambassador Building Bridges, because once we start that process of going through racism and how it affects our city of Romulus, we found there were some other things that need to be addressed in our city as well. And so so not only are we addressing racism, we're addressing quite a few things that we see a need in our city to make a difference and be a part of in collaboration with the city of Romulus. So I'm very happy about the things we have done as that. I'm very heavily involved in community outreach, which is why I like being on the Women's Commission. We formed this in a time, as it was said, during COVID, and we were putting foundation in place. So we did foundation work, and then we did some amazing events while we're building foundation, which was very, very amazing. As somebody talked about, we did an amazing resource fair that was over the top. It was just over the top. I don't even want to downplay because it was just an amazing event, and we pulled it off as a team. And I just thank for everybody's participation in that as a commission. It was an amazing event. And then we also, Commissioner Dobb did a Aftershock movie called Aftershock, hosted the screening of that movie about maternal maternal mortality. So I am excited about things, the foundation that's been set in this commission, and also the events we're doing and just building on all that. It's just very exciting and looking forward to the next term. And on top of everything I mentioned, I have to just say this too. My biggest achievement for me is that I am a Christian. I don't hide it. I'm very proud of it. So I am a Christian above everything else I've done or achieved. That's my biggest achievement for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Tina. All right, and then last but not least, I know she's got her camera off, but I would like her to maybe introduce herself and say a few words. But we have our the chair of the Wayne County Commission, Alicia Bell. There she is.
Hello, how are you all?
Really good, thank you.
So good to see you all. I got the last 5 or 6 introductions, so I'm in between meetings. So I just want to come on really quick to say thank you to each and every one of you for agreeing to participate in our second term of the Wayne County Women's Commission. The first term was absolutely amazing, and to hear all of the talented, awesome women that we have on for this term, I am so excited about what we're going to do this next term. So thank you all for participating. As Sarah stated earlier, she came to me with this great idea. I talked about it with Commissioner Dobb, and here we are into our second term. And I'm just grateful that everyone agreed to participate, and I look forward to what we're going to do in the future. So again, thank you all. If you ever need me, I will be here. I'll pop on periodically as we meet, but this is your organization. You know, I just birthed you. So now you can go and fly and do all the great things that I know you're going to be able to do. And if you ever need my assistance or guidance, I am here for you. And I just look forward to another term. So thank you all again. Thank you, Commissioner Dodd, for sharing this meeting today. I know there's some housekeeping things that need to be done over the next couple of months, but I look forward to the leadership that all of you possess to make those things happen. So again, thank you. And I'll just stay on for about a few more minutes before I pop up to my next meeting. So again, thank you so much.
Thank you, Chair Bell. Okay, so with that, I think we will move back to our agenda. Madam Clerk.
Moving to item G, discussion of election of officers.
Okay, so we do need to elect a new chair and vice chair of our commission. And I'm going to hand this over to Commission Council to discuss or let us know how we're going to run this at our next meeting.
Good afternoon again to this honorable body. Bylaws set forth procedure for the election process of your two officers, your chair and your vice chair. First, any interested candidates will submit a letter of interest to the clerk, and they would do so via email. From there, the clerk will forward those letters of interest to the body. All of the members here will receive those letters of interest, and they will be able to have some time to review them. Now, there are dates that are set forth in the bylaws that don't make sense anymore, and that will be something that we will recommend changes to amend the bylaws to fix those dates. So just to be clear, we will need to establish the dates in which the letters of interest will need to be provided to the clerk and the dates in which they will need to be distributed to this body. Now, the election would occur at your next meeting, which I have as Thursday, July 13th. And again, that will need to be verified and confirmed. At that meeting, all of the individuals who submitted a letter of interest, those candidates will be provided an opportunity to speak for 2 minutes to this body. After each candidate has their allotted amount of time to speak, then the election will take place. Now, today, we will decide which method you wish to choose because your bylaws set forth 2 methods. You can choose one of 2. You can choose to vote by like a roll call vote, a voice vote is what we call that. Or if you wish to vote anonymously, you can set that up through a voting system to vote anonymously. You can't do both. You can do one or the other. Today, you will decide how you will vote for the next meeting. Now, the individual who has the majority of votes will then be that officer, will either be the chair, and then the individuals who are running for vice chair, whoever has the majority of votes for vice chair will then become vice chair. You must be present to vote. You cannot vote with a proxy or via email. You have to be at the meeting to actually place your vote. And that's, again, the dates are something that I think you will need to discuss today, as well as the method of voting. Thank you.
Okay, so I guess let's open this up for some discussion on how we want to vote and the dates on when we want to submit the letter of interest to the clerk. Member Joyner.
My question is there an opportunity for people to nominate a person? All I heard was that a person could nominate themselves and then have a letter in by the next meeting. Is it possible to nominate someone and then someone, I don't know how that process would work, especially if we're going to vote the next meeting, but you know,
Right.
Is that possible?
Commission Counsel.
Through the chair to this body, based upon the bylaws, no, it doesn't speak to nominations. It speaks only to members wishing to run for chair or vice chair must submit a letter of recommendation or a letter of interest. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, you answered my question, then we're not able to nominate. Thank you.
Thank you. Member Gator.
Good afternoon. Through the chair and to the body. It seems that giving our time constraints with the meeting possibly on the 13th, it seemed like it may be a good idea to have everyone who's interested in those officer positions to have their interest letters submitted at least a week prior to that meeting. I would also like for us to think about, and I think it's a good idea for us to do submissions of our ballots, if you will, electronically, since our meetings are held electronically. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Member Roberts.
Thank you. I don't want to mix agenda items, but I do just want to flag because we need to make a decision about when our next meeting is going to be. When this body initially came together, we made the decision that we would meet the second Thursday of every month at noon. That seemed to be the time of month and day of time that worked the best for individuals. We are constricted in when we can meet because it needs to be done during county working hours. So that's like why we don't have meetings in the evenings, for example. So there's two options here. We could kind of skip ahead and have a discussion about, you know, setting a regular schedule, or we could see if we can get agreement to set the next meeting for July 13th. And then move forward and see if, you know, we want to stick with the second Thursday of the month or have a discussion about a different date and time.
Yeah, we historically we have met the second Thursday of every month. We did have to move this month's meeting just because of other commission meetings that were taking place this week. So
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes, farewell.
Hi, this is Alicia. And I agree with you, Member Roberts, about the timing and dates of our meetings. But if we do it like step by step, have a meeting as scheduled for the 13th of July to get the elections out the way. And then once we have the elections done, then we can have another discussion about meeting time, place, and date. If that's okay, kind of do it, you know, mythology, if you will.
Yeah.
So first, let's discuss, have the elections, and after the elections, you can discuss meeting information.
That might be a good task for the new chair and vice chair.
The new chair, right? Exactly.
Task, yeah. Member Roberts.
If appropriate, I'm willing to make a motion at this time that the next meeting of the Wayne County Women's Commission be held on July 13th at 12 p.m. noon. And at that meeting, we will have election of the chair and vice chair.
Support Member Lanto.
Okay, it's been moved by Member Roberts and supported by Member Gator. We have the motion and support. We do still need to decide how we want to vote and when the letters of intent should be submitted. So we do have the 4th of July holiday the week before the July 13th meeting. I would like to propose that maybe we have letters of intent submitted by June 23rd. And then that gives the clerk some time to get those out to us. Or maybe the 22nd. That gives everyone a good solid week and a half. Maybe we do the 21st. Oh, you know what? My commission counsel, did you want to? Felicia?
Through the chair, so we have a motion and a second for the next meeting date. If we can actually take that vote before we decide on the next date.
Okay. All right. All those in favor of having our next meeting on the 13th of July at noon, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Is there anyone opposed? Is there anyone wishing to abstain? Okay, motion passes. Okay, so now the date for letters of intent to be submitted. I would like to make a motion. Oh, Member Douglas? Nope. Member Roberts?
Sorry. So I was gonna
Oh,
say.
sorry,
like-
did you, I thought, okay, go ahead.
Oh, when you call my name, my Lord.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah.
So I was gonna suggest June 26th because the following week is the holiday.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say if everybody could have their letters of intent by Monday, June 26th. And then that'll give an opportunity to have
Time
them.
for the clerk to email it out to everyone and
Right.
for people to look it over and for people to receive it and everything, you know, so maybe the week before.
Okay.
Member Roberts?
Yeah, I was gonna recommend the 29th. That's 2 weeks from today. I think our new members may need some opportunities if they wanna, I would encourage if there are new members that are interested in running for chair or vice chair, to give them 2 weeks to be able to call, returning members of the commission to ask any questions. If we do it the 29th, that's 2 weeks from today. I don't know how long it's gonna take to get out, but I think giving members a week, just over a week to review the letters seems good.
Okay, what about we compromise between me, you and Cynthia and we do the 26th? Because I want it the week before. She wants it, you want it like the week after. What if we do it Monday, the 26th?
Sure.
Work? Okay. All right, I'll make a motion for our deadline for the letters of intent to be Monday, the 26th of June.
Support.
Support.
Okay, it's been moved by me, supported by Member Douglas. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Anyone wish to abstain? All right, motion passes. So our letters of intent be due on Monday, the 26th of June. And we'll send out some information to everyone on how to do this. And if there's any questions on, the duties, or if you're not sure, please, you can reach out to me or our former chair, Chair Roberts. We're friendly, we'll help you. We want everyone to succeed. So, and next, thoughts on how to vote. Do we want it to be electronic or everyone like raise their hand and everyone knows how to vote? If it's electronic, I believe it's anonymous. Is that correct, Commission Counsel? Yes, okay. So that's just the thought. I think Member Gator said she wanted it to be electronic. There, Member Roberts.
Just gonna go ahead and make a motion that the vote for chair and vice chair at our next meeting will take place electronically.
Support, Member Gator.
All right, it's been moved by Member Roberts and supported by Member Gator to have our voting be electronic. One comment from Member Commission Counsel.
See what you meant.
You remember?
Thank you, Chair. So I just want to clarify. So this voting method, and this may be my fault for mentioning electronic, but it's anonymous voting system that's conducted by the clerk of the commission. So when we're making the motion, it would be probably proper to state specifically what it is. The election officer shall be conducted anonymously by a voting system.
Right.
I recognize and support that amendment to the motion.
Okay, thank you. Okay, anyone have any last questions or discussion before I vote? Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Anyone wish to abstain? All right, motion passes. Okay. Great, so we're all set with that item. Madam Clerk, can you show the agenda real quick? I just want to see what we have left. I know we're going on 1 o'clock and there are some people who have meetings they have to go to. Okay, let's skip item number H, and we'll put that on the agenda for the next meeting. And then we've got confirmation and date and time for future meetings. We have our next meeting already set for July 13th at noon, and everyone will be receiving an email and agenda for that. Member Roberts, did you have something?
Well, I mean, we could just put forth really quickly here, you know, if members want to just do a quick thumbs up. If the second Thursday of each month at noon is a good time, then we could, you know, finalize this. If we don't have a majority of thumbs up, and we do have some members that aren't here today, we could, you know, at the next meeting after the election, have, you know, a little bit more discussion on that. Or we could, you know, as part of a follow-up to this meeting, Clerk Spivey is going to resend the contact list. I recommended sending the annual report from last year, and she could flag, you know, being prepared to talk about, you know, future meeting dates and times. But again, if we have majority support here for Thursdays at noon, we could potentially get that done.
Yeah, let's just do an informal, if Thursdays at noon work for everyone, but let's hold off on doing anything official for the next chair and vice chair. So looks like that should work for everyone. Okay, great. Commission Council Johnson.
If we're done with the meeting, I know that you're going to make that decision once you have an actual chair and vice chair. I know you wanted to skip item H, but the report is coming due. If we can just get consensus here that the chair and vice chair of the last session will begin to work on that report. If no one has objections to that, that way we can actually get that ball rolling and maybe have something prepared for discussion at the next meeting, just so we don't fall too far behind.
Okay, yes, and I see the chair and vice chair both have, former vice chair and chair, have your hands up. Who wants to take that real quick? Member Roberts?
Member Gator was first.
Okay.
Just wanted to acknowledge that, yes, I will be prepared to work with former Chair Roberts to be able to create the annual report.
Yeah, and I just wanted to also acknowledge I'm more than happy to do that. I do want to check in with Chair Bell though. I think she had some ideas and maybe like simplifying it, but we will definitely work together and get it done.
Okay. Next item, please.
Adjournment.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn at 1:03 p.m. Member Gator.
Support, Member Douglas.
Okay, it's been moved and supported. All those in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone wish to oppose? Anyone wish to abstain? Without objection, we are now adjourned. Thank you all so much for our first meeting of the term, and we'll see you next month. Have a
Thank
good
you,
afternoon,
everyone.
everyone. Bye.